Hello everybody, I am Jess, I am from Phytomer, and today I am welcoming Lorraine from Stobo Castle. So over the next coming weeks we're going to be doing a few question and answers, Q&As with our elite spa accounts. So it's absolutely amazing to be able to welcome Lorraine from Stobo Castle. So Stobo Castle has been in partnership with Phytomer for 30 years or perhaps even more. We're not quite sure, are we, Lorraine? But we know that it's certainly that amount of time. So an amazing partnership over a lot of years. I've been lucky enough to work with Stobo for around 8 years since joining the company. And I have to say it has been an absolute pleasure. So a little bit about Stobo Castle. Stobo Castle is nestled within the Scottish borders and it is Scotland's only destination spa. It is truly gorgeous. They offer a luxury experience for their guests, along with a wide range of treatments and gorgeous facilities. And they have recently just completed an absolutely amazing refurbishment in some areas of the spa. So welcome, Lorraine. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. So we're just going to go through really and have a nice little chat and sort of give some insight on the goings on at Stobo Castle. So Lorraine, you have been at Stobo for, well, since 2009, and you started there as a therapist. Can you tell me about a bit about your position now at the company?
Thank you, Jess. It's lovely to see you today, so thank you for having me. My position since 2009 at the castle, as you mentioned, I started as therapist. I started straight out of college as a spa therapist, so they took me through a host of training, of which Phytomer was included, and it was an immediate favourite of mine. And they expanded my skill set hugely. I worked alongside the reception team, and I also worked alongside the office team to expand some skills there. And I eventually moved on to doing a management modern apprenticeship. So it was an NVQ level 3. And I just did it all from here at Stobo. They came to me. I worked through little units that they gave me to work alongside my management team with. And they sort of coached me through various different sections that were required to be meant to be in the management team. So I am now here as spa manager, and I've been in this position now for 3 years.
It's amazing, Lorraine. So you have really just worked your way up within the company.
Yeah, there's been lots of progression.
Lots of progression, and Stobo have actually put you through a course, apprenticeship for your management, and it's been amazing that you've been able to sort of have experience in every single department as well, isn't it? So you've booked the treatments, you've performed the treatments, you've welcomed the guests, and yeah, so now spa manager. So it's quite a commitment, isn't it, your job role, but in the same respects, just amazing that you've been able to sort of work your way up and progress really in that career. I mean, I always say this, beauty therapy can really just take you anywhere, can't it? It can take you anywhere in the world, and it can take you to any sort of position that you want as well. So, and
Absolutely.
now you've got an absolutely amazing team at Stobo. How many therapists do you have there at the moment?
So we have close to 30 therapists at the moment, so we do have quite a big team here.
Yeah. It is quite something. So tell me, Lorraine, you've obviously had Phytomer for a long time. What sort of treatments could we tell everybody what sort of treatments that you offer for your guests there at Stobo?
So we have varied our menu over the years. We've always had a different variation of face and body treatments from Phytomer. At the moment, I would say the firm favourite, and it always has been, it's the C Holistic Radiance treatment. That has never moved from our brochure, Jess. Yeah. And it's a gorgeous big treatment where there's body exfoliation, there's massage, there's a facial, and it's an hour and a half long. So it's definitely the guest's favourite. They always return for it.
Yeah, it's one of those treatments, isn't it? It's our signature treatment at Phytomer, and it's beautiful, it's warm, it's luxurious. Like you say, you get everything. You get an exfoliation, you get a facial, you get a massage. And I think the girls, whenever I've been training with you, have always loved it as well. It has
It's
always
evident.
been a real firm favourite, and it is sort of your top to toe ritual, and you really do enjoy doing those sort of treatments, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think, was it a couple of years ago when we were celebrating the anniversary for Phytomer and being with you for 30 years, we actually designed a bespoke treatment, didn't we? And that was pretty similar in the sense of that we took the client on a total journey,
Yeah,
starting off with a foot ritual. And so, yeah, it was really nice to be able to offer a further bespoke ritual as well, wasn't it?
that was a massive favourite with guests, that one.
So, with regards to facial treatments, are you offering all of our facial treatments at the moment, at present, or is there a firm favourite in that respect as well? Because we offer so many, don't we? Would you be able to just tell everybody which facial treatments are sort of a firm favourite or most popular there in the spa?
So for our facial treatments, Stobo's menu is quite varied with different brands at the moment. And the Phytomer facials that we offer are the Eye Perfection and the Pioneer Supreme Youth treatment. That has proven to be quite a favourite. It begins actually with a little bit of the back relaxation to begin, so it's a little added bonus for the guest. And then a really intense and results-driven facial. And the guests can see sort of almost immediately and long-lasting effects after that facial that they've achieved.
And it's really nice that we introduce sort of some tools, isn't it, in that treatment? So to really help with the collagen renewal and the lifting and the plumping. So that is using our XMF range, which is just amazing. If you haven't already used it, it's a gorgeous anti-aging range that we have at Phytomer. So in regards to, I know we keep mentioning different brands as well. So at Stobo, you have a sort of a range of brands. What is it about Phytomer that you find different and that attracts guests and the therapist to Phytomer? What is it that's different to any other?
So Phytomer is our most exclusive brand that we offer here at the moment. And like you just discussed, Jess, with the anniversary Oligomar treatment, that's something that Phytomer have always helped us do. So they work quite closely with our therapists to ask, what's the guest's favourites? What do you want to collaborate? And we always have some sort of bespoke treatment going on that the guests can have here that they can't have outside of Stobo. So it makes a really unique experience that they can get here and nowhere else.
Yeah, so you really do have, and that is a really good point to touch on, actually. So at Phytomer, we are an exclusive brand, so we're not available anywhere on the high street. We are just exclusive to professionals, and that really does show, doesn't it? Because the therapists have in-depth treatment, the client receives expert advice because of that, and they can't go elsewhere to purchase the product either. So you do have sort of that aftercare that you can really give to your client in depth, and then they can follow on with the aftercare products at home. So with regards to, obviously you've touched on a couple of our treatments that we do, so the C Holistic, the Youth Pioneer, we offer all sorts. So is it difficult for your therapist to remember all these protocols? How do you make sure in the spa, because obviously you've got so many girls as well, that they keep up to date with the treatments and that they're all sort of working from the same hymn sheet, if you like?
So Stobo is massive, and we offer an extensive treatment list. So it could be quite overwhelming for a therapist coming in straight away, but they always pick up quite quickly, and between our in-house ambassador and Phytomer, it keeps them quite confident and up to date. So Phytomer work with a huge presence both in person and with an online eConnect platform. So our therapists can all connect to that if they need an update, a refresh, anything that they've just forgotten. And we also have, I just mentioned, our in-house ambassador. So our in-house ambassador works closely with Phytomer's training and education manager, and she has actually just passed her train the trainer certificate. And that means that she can actually train and certify the girls in-house, and we can refresh and retrain at any time that the girls feel they need it.
Yeah, and it's great, isn't it? Because if you have got those gaps, I mean, I know it's not very often at Stobo because you are so busy, but you know, the girls can go with your ambassador and have an hour or half an hour to refresh on, and they've always got that point of call within the spa. And I suppose that gives the girls a lot of, it's almost like a backup, isn't it?
Yeah.
That helps with confidence, and they can obviously troubleshoot the brand ambassador, say, oh, could you just go through the eye massage procedure with me? So we do find at Phytomer that brand ambassadors, although you've got us here training you, that brand ambassadors do really work, especially somewhere like Stobo where you do have such a large team, that they have got that backup within the establishment, so that they've always got somebody there to speak to. And it's great for you as spa manager, isn't it, to sort of offload some of that responsibility
Absolutely.
and give, I suppose, members of staff something to work towards, some responsibility, like you say. So yeah, it is, we do find brand ambassadors work really well, and the same with train the trainer. So you know, again, you've got that confidence as well. I think as we get the confidence as a brand, but you get the confidence as spa manager that all the girls are happy and they're doing the treatments correctly, and like you said, they're all working sort of in synergy, so that every client that comes to Stobo, no matter who they have their treatment with, they're getting the same treatment and the same Phytomer experience. So it's a win-win for everybody, really, isn't it? I suppose
it is 100%.
So with regards to your sort of aftercare, so we're backtracking a bit to our aftercare. So if your client comes for the treatment, they have the whole Phytomer experience, the therapist then gives them some expert advice on their skincare, their regime at home. At Stobo, you work a little bit differently, don't you? Because you have sort of a spa as beautiful, a spa boutique shop. So your guests can then, after their treatment, go into the spa boutique and get some further advice from the staff in there, which is amazing, and be able to sort of look at all the products, try them, feel them. How do you feel that works in comparison to maybe somebody coming out of a treatment room and being handed the products and then going straight to reception and paying for them? How do you find that sort of journey works at Stobo?
So we aim to sustain complete relaxation here. We don't go in for the hard sale, basically, Jess. And to give a little bit more insight, we have 27 treatment rooms. So as you could imagine, the spa sits completely separately on its own. The girls have a lovely, unique, quiet environment to work in. They give that aftercare, they give the prescription card, and the guest can go at their own relaxed pace to the spa boutique. The team in there, they're highly trained. They've had loads of sessions with Phytomer on how to close the sale, on all the philosophy behind Phytomer. So for that relaxation that we want to sustain, it works really, really well for us.
Yeah, it's and I think with the retail, I think a lot of therapists sort of hit a brick wall with it, don't they? And they think, oh, you know, I've given them the aftercare and that's it. I think with Phytomer, because they've had so much training and we've given so much guidance to therapists, they sort of, aftercare isn't a sale, as you say, it's not a hard sell, it's education for your client, it's helping them create results that they want. So they may have had the Pioneer facial and experience Radiance, they want to carry on that plumping, that anti-aging journey that they're going to then go on after they've had their treatment. So it's all about educating your client. So it's amazing that the client can come, have their treatment, get the expert advice from the therapist. They can then go in the relaxation room and then drift into the shop, the spa boutique, whenever they feel they want to, and then go and get some further advice from the girls in there. I mean, I think it's a lovely journey that you take them on at Stobo, and it really does work as well for you. So it's great. So the future then, the future at Stobo. So obviously we've been with you for 30 years.
Yes.
we've done quite a lot with you, haven't we? I know personally I've done a lot of events, and they work really well for the girls and the staff, and keeping them upbeat, and they work really well for the guests coming in. They can trial different mini treatments, and we do lovely gifts, and we just work well. So what do you see, sort of, what do you see in the future with Phytomer?
So this is the exciting bit, Jess. This is a massively exciting bit.
Lorraine's going to do us a really big announcement.
So as I mentioned before, we have quite a varied menu at the moment. We have always hosted small little snippets of different skincare brands in here. Yeah. With having been with Phytomer for that 30 odd years, we've always found it's evident it's the favourite among the guests and it's the favourite among the therapists. So we have decided for 2023 to collaborate solely with Phytomer and bring them in and an expanse on our menu. So we are going to have many, many more treatments of Phytomers. However, we also have bespoke treatments that we will offer. So again, there'll be bespoke treatments that cannot be had anywhere else except Stobo. We have created luxurious 3-4 night packages, and it's the bespoke Phytomer treatments that will be in there. Little Phytomer gifts are going to be in there. So it's a hugely exciting time for us both. The therapists are massively excited about it as well. And of course, Phytomer, you are ever helpful, and I know that you will be in and out very, very often with different events.
Yeah, and hopefully
and that's going to let our guests connect to you as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be amazing. 2023 for Phytomer and for Stobo is super, super duper exciting. Like you say, we're hopefully going to do a launch. We're going to offer treatments, bespoke treatments, and that it really is the beauty with Phytomer as well as a brand, that we can do that. You know, we are going to work really closely. I know our trainer is going to work considerably closely with you, Lorraine, and the brand ambassador at Stobo, and we're all going to work together, and we're going to create some gorgeous bespoke treatments. I know they're incoming, aren't they? You've been working on them in the background, and we hopefully are going to do some amazing events for your guests, for the girls, the therapists, and just go on another journey, and hopefully have another 30 years or more of collaboration. So yeah, it's unbelievable, really. So, and we as a brand are so excited to collaborate with you, and be your only brand, your only skincare and body brand. So how have your staff reacted to, I know we've all been really excited here at Phytomer, and you're really excited. That was very apparent when we had a little chat before. How did your staff react to that change?
So we firstly asked the staff to vote. What did they like
that's a good
best?
idea, because they've got to do it, haven't they? Then
they do, yeah.
So that it affects them massively. So you had a vote.
We asked them to vote, and there was a few close calls, but Phytomer did sit on top. So when we announced what we were doing and that we were bringing in Phytomer, they were massively excited. So we've got a massive training plan ahead very, very soon. So all very exciting, lots to learn for them. And, you know, they're always excited when you bring something new in. It's very exciting as a therapist to have something different. And in the future, they know they'll be involved in creating the bespoke treatments, and that excites them too. That's so
important, isn't it, as well? Keeping the staff motivated, so keeping your therapists and everybody that works in the background totally motivated, because I know what it's like, you know, doing the same thing day in, day out. It does get boring, and I know in a therapy room no day is the same, but it's still the same when you're performing the new treatments. And sometimes, I mean, I've done it, I've got into my own habits of a facial routine or a massage routine, and when I've been reminded at training, I thought, oh God, you know, I've been doing it like, you know, totally different to what I should. You get into habits, don't you? So it's so important to have that on, again, we're going back to training, it's so important, have that ongoing education to keep everybody motivated. And I think new treatments, new products, it's just all just so exciting. And the team are lucky, aren't they, in that respect, because
very
it's not very often that you get you know, opportunities to have so much training and changes. So a really exciting change, and just it's just going to be great, and we just can't wait to, you know, collaborate for, as I say, even more years, and work together, and you know, bring that true Phytomer journey and experience to your guests and to therapists as well. So going back a bit, I want to backtrack a little bit. We touched on the fact that Phytomer was exclusive and wasn't available to the high street, not available online unless you buy direct from yourselves or from Phytomer's website. Do you see that as a positive, or do you see that as a negative? So, you know, I'm really playing devil's advocate here. So you've got, sort of probably somebody could say, well, I've never heard of it, you know, how do I know it's good? Or in the other respect, oh my God, this is amazing, I can only get it here, and you obviously know so much about it. So how would you, what's on your personal opinion, and maybe a couple of your therapists' opinion? So how do you sort of, not sell it, but how do you sort of give your clients that experience if they say haven't heard of the brand before? Do you see it as a positive?
It's a definite positive. We're Scotland's only destination spa. We're unique, we're exclusive as well. So when our guests come here, they want to be able to access something that is exclusive. All our guests, all our therapists, our staff are highly trained in Phytomer's philosophy, so they're always able to offer up that philosophy, introduce the guests to it. And we always find that, like I say, when the guests return, they're looking for Phytomer. They're excited for the Phytomer treatments. They're excited to see what we now have on the boutique from Phytomer. So it's a definite positive from us.
Yeah, and I think it like we said before, it gives that opportunity for your therapist to really give some in-depth education on Phytomer. So, you know, they're not saying, oh, well, you know, you probably have seen it in such and such, such and such uses it. It is a purely an educational process for your client to come, have the treatment. The therapist has looked at their skin, they've assessed it, they've spoken about the routine, and then they can give true expert advice on how to sort of go on from the treatment on their skincare journey at home. And like you say, you're exclusive, Stobo is exclusive. So why not have an amazing exclusive brand that's not available and plastered everywhere, and that from a business point of view, you can sell basically from your
Absolutely.
And it is quite good, isn't it? Because I often, when I have been to Stobo and I have spoken to guests, they actually associate Phytomer with Stobo. So that's good for us as well, because they say, oh, Phytomer, I've seen that at Stobo Castle. You know, and so they remember it. And I think things like with our treatments, because we are exclusive, we often do different things to other. Obviously don't want to compare too much, but I think Phytomer is remembered a lot by our relaxation back treatment. So we have our heated back mud down the spine before, you know, bubbling away whilst you're experiencing a facial, you know, different things like that. It just gives the brand a point of difference, and it's memorable, isn't it, to guests and to your team, really. Well, it's been amazing to speak to you, Lorraine, and I'm sure it's given people an insight on Phytomer, on Stobo, and on the fact that you personally have grown so much in the industry, and it's been an absolute pleasure for us and myself personally to work alongside you. And we are so excited for 2023, and we can't wait to see your guests and your staff enjoying another God knows how long using the brand. So thank you so much for taking time out to chat to us today.
Great. Thank you so much, Jess. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. And I'm sure we'll hopefully do this again sometime soon and let everybody know how the new start is sort of progressing. So thank you, Lorraine, and thank you for joining me, and good luck, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you here very soon.